Hi, my name is Kelly. Today I will be viewing the novel The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls from a feminist perspective. To start off, let's see what the author has to say. Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm an analyzer for the New York Times. Today I'm very lucky to interview an author who has won numerous awards for her novels, including the novel The Glass Castle, which has been on the New York Times bestseller list for 7 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeanette Walls. Hi, Miss Walls.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. I know you're very busy, but may I have 5 minutes of your time to ask you a few questions so I can write an analysis of your novel for the New York Times?
Yes.
Great, thank you. So the first question I have is, how do you define feminism?
Feminism is the belief that women should be equal to men.
Awesome. But do you believe that there are a lot of contents in your novel that are against feminism?
Yes, there are only a bit of feminism in the novel because since I grew up in the mid-1900s, women were often discriminated against. And there are many occasions of bias against the women in my life.
Awesome. What do you want your readers to learn from by reading your novel, from the feminist perspective?
I want them to learn from reading my personal experience that women need to be strong and never be afraid to stand up for themselves and follow their dreams.
Thank you so much, Miss Walls, for your time and for being here.
You're welcome.
Have a good day. In the novel The Glass Castle, the narrator, Jeanette Walls, shows different attitudes towards men and women. It is very clear that in the story, Jeanette seems to be more patient towards her father than her mother. She continues to forgive her father by giving him second chances repeatedly. However, she treats her mother the opposite way. Jeanette often blames her mother for the poor condition she's raising her children in, and she does not show her mother the same level of respect as she treats her father with. When Jeanette turns 12, she sits down to have a conversation with her mother. As she is sitting down, she ran a finger along the edge of the desk. Dad was always parking his cigarettes there, and it was ribbed with a row of black cigarette burns, like a decorative border. "Mom, you have to leave Dad," she said. Walls 188. The cigarette burns on the side of the table shows his father's lack of care for his family, and instead of providing a positive environment for his children, he creates destructions such as leaving cigarette burns on the desk. The way Jeanette views her father's destruction as decorative shows that she does not even consider blaming her father for his irresponsibility to take care of his family. However, Jeanette places the blame on her mother instead. By suggesting her mother to leave her dad shows that Jeanette believes that it is her mother's fault for their poor living condition. She believes that if her mother had left her husband sooner, then the Walls children would be living in a better environment. There is no hint of Jeanette blaming her father and asking him to change into a better person. Instead, she thinks that it is fine that he is irresponsible and he has the choice to live however he wants. Also, the words "you have to" shows that Jeanette orders her mother to do what she wants, and this does not display the kind of respect that children should show to their parents. She views her mother as weak and equal to her, and her father has a more superior role. Because Jeanette is biased towards her mother and prefers her father over her mother, this causes the reader to also be biased because they only see the story from Jeanette's prejudiced perspective. As a reader, I also feel like I do not have all the information needed from the narrator to view the characters in a fair and neutral point of view. Not only does the narrator believe that men dominate over women, but she also portrays women as weak and selfish individuals. The main female adult that influenced Jeanette's life is her mother, Rosemary. Rosemary is portrayed as a poor role model for Jeanette through many occasions. When the Wolf's children have not eaten anything for days, suddenly, one afternoon, Jeanette's younger brother Brian finds Rosemary eating a family-sized Hershey chocolate bar. Then Brian snatched up the chocolate bar and divided it into 4 pieces. While Mom watched, we wolfed them down. Wolves 174. The way that Jeanette described Brian taking the chocolate as snatched shows that she views her mother as a weak and pathetic being. Even her son does not respect her, and since her son is a male, he seems to be in control of what she can or cannot do. The fact that Brian divided the chocolate into 4 pieces shows that since he is the only boy in the family, only he has a right to divide and give out the food, which is a stereotypical role of a male's position in a family. Finally, Rosemary's children wolfed down the chocolate bar shows how hungry and desperate they are, and it also shows how selfish the mother is for hiding and eating the chocolate alone. She puts herself and her desire before the needs of her children. In this novel, women are not presented as decent, caring beings. It is also important to take into consideration of the time period that this novel took place. It was around the mid-20th century, and during this time, women are discriminated against, and it was still a more male-dominating society. Oftentimes, women are seen as weak objects that can be taken advantage of easily. There are many cases in the novel where Jeanette is sexually harassed, abused, and used as a sexual object. Personally, one of the most surprising moments in the novel is when Jeanette's father uses her to trick a man named Robbie at a bar. Her father allows her to be sexually assaulted by Robbie in order to get $80 from the man. Then, her father split the money with Jeanette. Jeanette felt like throwing the money at him, but we kids needed it, so I put the bills in my purse. Wolves 213. This is one of the few moments in the novel where Jeanette is angry at her father, where she felt like throwing the money at him. Like myself, the reader, Jeanette is also surprised that her father, a man that she looks up to, would trick her and use her as a sexual object just to get money. This shows that during that time, even a father does not consider his daughter to be a human being. Female's dignity is thought of as less important than male. Feminist literary criticism can be applied throughout the novel, The Glass Castle. It allows me to see the mental and physical suffering that women at that time had endured. It also allows me to realize the importance of equality and feminism by seeing Jeanette's life from her perspective. Thank you for listening.